Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at hookahanonymous_. Alright? We're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at hookahanonymous_. Alright, now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, this is an interesting topic that I was going to mention before when it first occurred. I know with Durk meeting up with the mayor of Chicago for the second time. But I know a lot of y'all love to say, oh, you must hate Durk. You always slandering Durk. You hate OTF. Hookah must be a GD. I done heard it all, y'all. So I was gonna let it slide and not speak on it, especially being that Oblock is still involved in that indictment with an active case going on, right? However, I watched this Cheese interview that Mama Duck recently did with Sean Cotton, and I found the hoodie she decided to wear was pretty interesting. You know, it was a picture of Miss Lori E. Lightfoot, who was the mayor of Chicago, and it was the message of the hoodie that got my attention. So, this is pretty much all the confirmation I needed to actually go through and create this video, and I'm sure people are going to feel the same way I do after watching this video. And oh yeah, remember, it's all for entertainment purposes only, and this is just merely my opinion. Y'all know all that good stuff. So, Mama Duck wore a hoodie with Mayor Lightfoot's face on there, in which it had the symbol people use when they're anti something over her face, with the words saying, quote, "No more Lori, end of story." And on the back of the hoodie, it says, "Justice for Duck." Now, I don't see anybody talking about the hoodie, and it may be due to people not really knowing the history between her son, FBG Duck, and the mayor of Chicago. So once I seen the hoodie, automatically a light bulb went off. Because just recently, we seen pictures surfacing of Lil Durk and the mayor after it was reported that he held a dinner that was organized through his nonprofit organization, the Neighborhood Heroes Foundation, where 30 high school students dined with 5 mayoral candidates and spoke on ways they can go about bettering their communities. Mayor Lightfoot was there, in which we seen her take pictures with Lil Durk. So let me explain the very first thing that came to my mind. You know, how come we seem to see a lot of Lil Durk and the mayor of Chicago together, and with all that's going on with Oblock and the indictment for allegedly having something to do with FBG Duck's death, wouldn't that be like a conflict of interest? You see what I'm saying? How is it that this rapper, who has active cases going on, in affiliation with people who has active cases going on, able to meet up with the mayor of his city, who also made it clear of her distaste for FBG Duck when he was alive, you know, who also happens to have a bad relationship, we're going to say, with the rapper she seems to be cool with. All right. Now, when FBG Duck was alive, the mayor Lightfoot made it clear that she believes he was one of the artists in the city that encouraged violence in Chicago due to his music. And I can't lie, with Duck dropping dead B words right before he passed away, it made it easy for people to believe that he was contributing to the violence in Chicago. And, you know, it was always easy for people to point the fingers at Duck. However, one must give Duck his credit for dropping songs such as Chicago Legends in the midst of all that war between him and his ops. You know, in that very song, he gave credit and paid homage to some guys who are Chicago legends, but they're from the BD side, such as Lil Durk, Cousin Newski, Fredo Santana, L.A. Capone, and I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. You know, now nobody ever did that before him, and despite them saying that Duck encouraged a lot of the violence, he also made efforts to try to calm it down as well. But, you know, that's never really highlighted all the time. And I feel that it's not fair to point one out without pointing out the other, unless there's a motive. Which brings me to what Mayor Lightfoot had to say after Duck lost his life. Now, when Duck passed away, Mayor Lightfoot addressed the shooting in a conference where she describes what led to Duck being killed. Now, she said, quote, "This is an individual who fancies himself as a rapper, but is also a member of a gang. There's been an ongoing conflict between his gang and another. He was live streaming his travels through the city and he was found." Right? Red flag number one. We know for a fact that FBG Duck wasn't live streaming at the time he was killed, And we all know that if he was, the footage would have been all over YouTube and social media somewhere by now. So to this day, no one has seen this footage she claims is out there. So for a mayor to put false information out there, it's not like a blogger or a regular Joe Schmo on the internet putting misinformation out there. This is the mayor. So the next question is, why? You know, why did the mayor of Chicago lie and say that Duck's whereabouts were found due to him live streaming when we know that that's not true? You know, then the next question is, how was she able to do that? How was she able to tell the public that his whereabouts were found because he was live streaming? And not only that, why hasn't she been brought up on her lies? Why is nobody pointing the finger at her like, yo, you lied to us? You know, it's almost as if she had a motive. And even if she didn't, now seeing the picture with her and Durk and, you know, to keep seeing them together, it's kind of like that's what it is. And even if it ain't, that's what's going to make people assume that there was a motive. You know, because once again, it's like a conflict of interest. So, you know, not only that, but then when you watch the video of Duck fighting for his life, and you realize how he was treated by Chicago PD and EMS, you'll come to the conclusion that it almost seems as if they really didn't have his best interest at heart. And guess what? Who's usually in charge of the police in any city? The mayor. You know, then to make all those matters worse, she took a picture with Lil Durk just 2 weeks after Duck was killed. All right, so here's what's not adding up, man. When Mayor Lightfoot described Duck in the press conference, she said that this is an individual who fancies himself as a rapper, but is also a member of a gang. Last time I checked, Lil Durk is an individual who fancies himself as a rapper, but is also a member of a gang. Who makes that very, very clear in his music to this very day. So what does it say about her? You know, if she's hanging around Lil Durk, who is a known gang member, what does it say about the mayor of Chicago? You know, what makes Lil Durk different from FBG Duck? And once again, with Oblock members who are affiliated with Lil Durk being suspect in Duck's murder, how or why is she able to mingle with Lil Durk? Whether she is hanging with him or not, how is it possible, you know, that she could still be around Lil Durk? It just, even if it's nothing, do she not care of the message that sends off? Do she not think that people will start assuming things right away? Or maybe she just doesn't care. Who knows? You know, what we do know is whatever it is, something isn't adding up and something smells very, very fishy. And I'm gonna just throw this out there. Y'all remember when T.I. got busted with all those weapons and he had to go around and do a bunch of charity work and commercials and etc.? When you pay attention to Durk, he's moving just like that. You know, he's moving as if he has a task to fulfill before actually being freed from something. I don't know how to explain it. Something just don't seem right. You know, it's funny. I still think about when the YouTuber Hood Educated called the clerk's office to look up Durk's ATL case he had with Vaughn, and the clerk told him that Durk didn't even have a next court date. You know, he didn't. How you don't have a next court date? Keep in mind, this was before it came out that the charges were dropped. This was an active case. You know, and matter of fact, even that. See, all of this started to play a part when you see him hanging with the mayor, right? People start to go back and question certain things. You see what I'm saying? Remember when everyone was confused how we never heard anything about Durk's ATL case with Vaughn? Never seen him go to court, never heard a peep about it. No updates, no nothing. And with all the evidence that they said they had, out of nowhere, all the charges just dropped. You see what I'm saying? All the charges were dropped out of nowhere. Then we were told that if King Vaughn was alive, then he would have been indicted for it. You see what I mean? Something isn't adding up. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it just yet. But like I said before, something doesn't, it don't seem right. You know, it's a lot of red flags. Then with the mayor, it's going back to the mayor, hanging out with Lil Durk, going to his charity events. That's a conflict of interest. Who knows what's being spoken about? You know, not saying whether it is. I'm just saying that it makes people think that. You know? But anyway, that's pretty much it, man. A lot of people was curious about Durk hanging with the mayor, and when I seen Mama Duck with that hoodie, it made me think, you know, so I had to talk about it. And knowing that Oblock, you know, some of the guys are suspects in Duck's murder, to see the mayor hanging with Durk, it's a little weird. You know, it sends off a bad message. Whether there's something there or not, it just sends a bad message. But anyway, y'all jump in the comments. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this, what y'all think. If you got this far in the video, shout out to you. I appreciate everybody for supporting. Y'all always support, man. If you're not subscribed to the channel by now, do so now. And yeah, once again, I just appreciate everybody's support, man. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm gonna keep on dropping. And I'm out.